Hello, Brigida Cook here. I am continuing to share my conversion story that I started sharing last week, and now I am talking about my time in college. So I went to the University of New Hampshire, go Wildcats, and I ended up being put in the freshman athlete dorm. I don't know why, I'm not a D1 athlete, but I do like to stay active. I met this really awesome girl, a little Spitfire from Texas, and she kept inviting me to this Christian group. It was a non-denominational group. And I just kept saying no. I wasn't interested. I thought they would judge me. I'm not an athlete. It was an athlete group. And I ended up living with her my sophomore year, the next year. And she kept inviting me. So I finally said yes. I was like, you know what? Might be good to get back into my faith. So I started going, met some great people. They, would do Bible studies, do like pancake nights, stuff like that. And just people filled with hope that didn't just go to college to party. So they know there's a bigger purpose. And they were telling us that in 2 weeks there was a mission trip to Tampa, Florida. Mind you, I'd only been going for a few weeks, so I really didn't know many people. And I remember just worrying about the money, worrying, can I get my waitressing job off? And I, in the end, decided to just kind of go for it. Anytime I look back now that I'm so convicted in something, I know it was God, because He obviously gives us the courage to do things. So we rode the bus all the way down from New Hampshire to Tampa, Florida. And one of the first days of the trip, my group was working with homeless people. And that's a big issue down in Tampa, actually. But the place we were helping at, they would try to help people get back up off their feet. For instance, like help them build a bike, help them apply to jobs, help them get food, it was a really cool concept to really give them the tools to restart their life. We were working alongside a group of recovering addicts. So these men had gone through a lot, and they were in a faith-based home to help them get through this time in their life. One of the men shared his whole story with us during lunch, and he was explaining that him and his wife had relapsed multiple times, and their kids had been taken from them multiple times. And I remember feeling bad for this poor soul, but moreover, I was way more concerned about his kids. I kept saying, how are his kids? What is going on with his kids? And God's always put children strongly in my heart. I love kids. And we got back on the bus, and I started bawling my eyes out. One of the leaders said, Brigida, I think those are God tears. Yep, they definitely were. From that moment on, that really is when I started having a faith, and I put God first in my life. I started going to Bible studies through this Christian group. I started praying. I started, really caring and seeing places that God showed up in my life. For example, I one time was stressed about paying for a specific semester of college, and I'd applied for financial aid. I kid you not, I got the exact money in a grant that I needed to pay for my schooling. Those kinds of things, I just knew, I'm like, okay, God, I'm learning to trust you more. And so I just think about, if that girl did not have the courage to invite me on that trip and to invite me to that Christian group, I might not be standing here today in this time and be on this journey and having become Catholic and stronger in my faith. So I really thank her for having her courage. And she's actually, a side note, she's becoming Catholic this spring too, so please keep her in your prayers. But one more thing I think about in that moment, that mission trip that really changed my life and started my faith, is that I was in a place where I was open to receiving God. I had been very broken. I was down on my knees, so much with my family. I was dealing with issues, grief, abandonment. I had dilapidating migraines in college that I would miss so much school. I was really, really in a place where I needed something more. And I'll leave that with one of my favorite quotes right now by the Venerable Fulton Sheen. Sometimes the only way the good Lord can get into hearts is to break them. I'm definitely an example of that. I needed to be torn down and in a broken place before I would accept God and wanted to start that faith journey. So, if you would like to hear more of my story, I will continue to share for the next couple of Sundays. Next Sunday, I'll be talking about how I started going to Mass. But I really hope that people enjoy this and it really brings hope and helps everyone. We really do need hope right now. So thank you all for watching and sharing and all the love and support. I pray that you're having a blessed Sunday.